The coconuts fall from the trees and cause the annual death of 150 people. This means 15 times more than even shark deaths. The true face of the islands of Maldives. The Old Man and the Sea. Maalhos, population 712 people. The Republic of Maldives is an island country in the Indian Ocean, located southwest of India. The island country is formed from 26 atolls, 1192 islands, out of which approximately 200 are inhabited. The climate of the island is a tropical one. The temperature drops below 25 degrees Celsius only during the night. The population consists of Indians, Senegalese and of Malaysian origin. From the native population, there are only 100 to 200 people. All of the island's population is of Muslim origin. The country is one of the poorest states of the world. For many centuries, the entire economy of the Maldives was fully based on fishing and products that come from the ocean. Today, fishing is just the second source of income after tourism. The Indian Ocean is one of the world's oceans. It is the third largest water surface on Earth. Out of the three oceans, in the Indian one you can find the largest proportion of tropical surfaces, this being the reason why the water of this ocean is the warmest. The fauna is very rich, especially near the coral islands, the sea sponges, crabs, sea urchins and starfish, and you can also find here large banks of multicolored fish. Out of the most widespread fish, there is the flying fish, the sardine, the tuna, the angelfish, and plenty of shark species. On the Maalhos Island, 712 people live. The village is found in a hidden spot near the jungle at the shade of banana trees. Abu Bakuru Abdullah lives together with his family. Old Bakuru, which is more than 61 years old, goes fishing. He has a great responsibility. He must feed 8 mouths. They are poor. They eat what they produce, what they pull out from the sea. The shore is not far away, but it's hard to find a spot where the deep water is accessible. Maybe the landing pier is the right location. There is only one fish that can satisfy the old angler, and this one is none other than the tuna. Those who give it a try from the boats have greater chances to fill up their fridge with fish than those who begin the battle with just a fishing rod and used bait, almost useless. It is promising, though many anglers get lucky. Bakuru can hope today. This small tuna, this mackerel seems to be eating well today. He goes beyond the barrier, beyond it. Up with the pickerel and the fish can come. Cygnotids. In the common language, it is also known as needlefish. It is usually a lonely predator. It eats small fish, crawfish and calamari. Sometimes it gathers in banks and it hunts in groups. This can be observed especially when they gather in groups near the banks. They relentlessly attack their prey from all directions. The needlefish can grow up to 4.6 meters in length. It is an extremely fast hunter. It surrounds its victim and it attacks. Is this good for old Zamani Bakuru or not? We will soon find out. On Maalhos, everyone knows that despite the fact that this fish is edible, it won't be served for dinner. This slender creature will not be enough even for one single person. Exotic fish. The body is grayish-green, brown, with two thin stripes. It's not enough for dinner. The experienced head of the family knows he needs to get lucky and everything he knows if the family wants to eat fish today. The young try with different techniques and the purpose is another. They are betting on quantity. It is a different style. Fish. They are adding well-kneaded bread pieces on the hook they carefully fixed on a resistant damel and they wrapped it up on a plastic bottle. The tiger fish is in luck. It is not the targeted fish. Not like so, the pomacentrids. Even in the best case, the fish is 14 centimeters, but it swims in large banks only a few meters close to the surface. Just like small bream, bleaks caught in rivers, this is how these ones are caught right here on the Maldives Islands. They are fully fried and consumed almost without any condiments. And if by chance an acantopterygian gets caught on the hook, then even it can't hope to return in one piece to its habitat. It is 6:30. The sun is setting slowly at the horizon. The wind is settling. The waves are losing their strength and old Zamani seems gloomy. He wasn't very successful today. This time, The mackerel did not feed in these parts. So he sets off to take part in today's final prayer. This is because tomorrow, any help is welcomed. On the islands of the Maldives, the official religion is a Sunnite branch of Islamism. They pray 5 times a day, an hour before dawn at noon, in the afternoon around 3:30 when the sun sets, and early in the evening. The locals gather in praying spots, meaning in mishkit. The women are separate and so are the men. The ceremony lasts a few minutes.
وقال الذين كفروا لا تسمعوا لهذا القرآن والغوا فيه لعلكم تغلبون.
The next morning, before the afternoon prayer, the Imam points out in the street the necessity of holding on to one's faith. His song impressed even those who were just passing by. The biggest catastrophe of the Maldive Islands happened in December 26, 2004. The tsunami after the earthquake in the Indian Ocean produced significant damages. The damages were estimated at $400 million. The biggest wave was a bit taller than 4 meters. Today, none of this is felt on Maalhos. What is specific to the entire island is the monsoon climate, a thing that is influenced by the large surface of North and South Asia. 2 seasons dominate the weather on the Maldive Islands, the dry summer season and the rainy winter. The change of the seasons happens during the months of April-May and it lasts until the end of August. The conditions here are suited to coconut trees, mango, banana trees, papaya and pandanus. A lot of villagers cultivated the most essential fruits and vegetables. We can find these farms well hidden in the woods, or at the side of the settlements and at the margins of woods. They dedicated their full attention to banana trees and papaya trees, just as the cuckoo bird has done. On his first day, he couldn't catch fish. So today, Zamani Bakuru must seek help so that a bit of coconut milk and some fruits can end up on the family dinner table. The coconut trees swing at about 20 meters up, but for an experienced specialist in coconuts, this is not an issue. A bit of knocking, a bit of smelling, determining the color, and the small group chose the right samples. We are in the middle of March. Slowly, the winter season begins. It rains a lot more. The wind is a lot more present. The temperature is still over 31 degrees and the level of humidity is higher, a lot higher. The water is warm, with an average of 27 degrees. After the afternoon prayers, fishing starts every day, some with nets, others with spinning rods, some with pieces of bread. But one thing is certain, this being the fact that today the small village will not be left without fish. Ibrahim Solih went at sea with a small group, not without any result. He managed to catch 5 pieces of mackerel. His family has 5 members. He lives with 4 women in his household: his sister, daughter, nieces, and of course his wife. They all waited to see what catch will he bring home. His moves are practiced and performed daily, of course. He cleans the fish, just like others would slice bread. He does this every day. Ibrahim does not process each fish. He is aware that harder times are coming. Here on the island, each household was built under the mark of simplicity and functionality. There are no useless items, no decorations, no pointless objects, but only what is needed. In each kitchen, there is a stove and an oven that runs on wood. Here, the 21st century is still knocking at the door. While Ibrahim already cleaned and dry salted them, old Zamani Bakuru is just getting started. Maybe today he will get luckier. It is already past 6 o'clock. He needs to hurry. The sun will set soon. The harbor did not bring him good fortune. An interesting thought occurred to the old angler. There is one place on the island where the coral barrier is narrow enough, so Bakuru can try and launch over it and reach deeper water. The idea is not hopeless, because the water currents intensify on the water surface that is limited to the island on the opposite side, so fish hunt carelessly in that place. However, the old angler was still not fortunate, and today's evening ended with no events. Despite this fact, under the water sheen, a fascinating spectacle starts before our very eyes. The variety of fish species is huge. According to our knowledge so far, the phylum Chordata fish is represented by 5,400 species in the Indian Ocean. The anglers are already at sea. They are trying the immersion method. A bleeding fish chunk, mostly a head, is staged on a large hook. They pull it continuously on the sublayer. They pull it up until they cause an attack reaction at one of the predatory fish species. In the meantime, The head of the Zamani family is trying something new. He tries his luck away from the inhabited areas in the jungle water with a very simple method: fly fishing. He wants to keep things simple: 4 meters of line, a small pole, and a small fly imitation. He hunts the small fish near the shore, just like the grey heron. Bakuru was finally lucky, but he refuses to eat the fish. He wants to catch a bigger one with whom he will manage to feed his family. He sticks the small fish onto the hook, and it lets it swim with its own strength in deeper waters towards the bigger fish. Today, the trick is not profitable. He has no other option. The carp waits for him in the harbor, so on his own but with firm perseverance, full of hope, he casts his bait once again in the waves that shine under the setting sun. And maybe today, things will be different. Something suddenly attacks his bait. It pulls with incredible strength. This is not even a fish. It is a torpedo. The old man already knows. He cannot make mistakes. This fish must be caught. He needs it to bring it to his family. Mackerel or tuna, one of the subspecies of tuna. It's going to be found in all oceans of the world. The biggest specimens grow here up to 60 centimeters in length. The Maldives Islands are a closed world. The people who live here are not wealthy, but they have everything they need to live. They like living this way, and this makes them happy. They wait in peace for the last ray of sun to set. Him, the old man, and the sea.